Outgoing President Rodrigo Duterte met with his cabinet for the last time as he prepares to end his term in Malacanang. Talk of term sharing is now being floated in the Senate as top contenders Cynthia Villar and Mig Zubiri vie for the Senate presidency. And after being closed for rehabilitation, the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach will again welcome the public on June 12. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Outgoing President Duterte led his final cabinet meeting as transition for the incoming Marcos administration begins. Cabinet secretaries each presented their final reports on the administration's accomplishments in the last 6 years. The cabinet meeting was followed by a Thanksgiving dinner and a performance by the Philharmonic Orchestra. The president even sang a few lines. Political analysts weigh in on the achievements and shortcomings of President Rodrigo Duterte's 6-year term. Laila Pangilinan with the details.
Political analysts have started grading President Rodrigo Duterte's legacy as he prepares to leave Malacanang. For Pol-Sci Professor Edmond Tayao, Duterte's overall score is a 9 out of 10.
There are some achievements and there are some, I should say, disappointments, no? But overall, of course, it's something that's overall unexpected, no? In the sense that many really saw him as an orthodox, to say the least. He has his own style.
Strategic advisor and political analyst Dindo Manhit gave Duterte a passing mark when it comes to peace and order. However, Manhit believes that the outgoing chief executive failed in terms of alleviating poverty.
Lalong-lalo na specifically sa patuloy na pagtaas ng presyo ng bilihin, sa issue ng kawalan ng trabaho at hindi maganda o mababang kita ng ating mga manggagawa at yung tinatawag nating kahirapan na nagdudulot ng gutom, bagsak ang pagtingin ko sa ating Pangulo.
Manhit also pointed out that Duterte failed to address Filipinos' concerns on maritime territorial issues.
Bagsak din ang pagtingin ko dito dahil mas kumiling siya sa interes ng China kaysa sa interes ng sambayan ng Pilipino.
Manhit added that there are a few government agencies that need to be improved. Among these are the Education and Transportation departments. He suggests that incoming President-elect Bongbong Marcos Jr. appoint more experienced health officials in the DOH. As far as COVID management is concerned, Tayo believes that the outgoing administration deserves a passing grade of 7 out of 10.
Nakita naman natin kahit na napakaraming reklamo sa pag-handle ng pandemya, ang lumalabas naging maganda pa din ang palakad, no? Kumpara lalo na sa ating mga kapitbahay.
For News 5, Laila Pangilinan, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after this short break. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Incoming Finance Secretary Ben Diokno plans to push through with taxing digital transactions and streaming services. Mon Gualvez with the report.
For 25-year-old Rema, everything she needs at home, she now buys online. But her habit of adding to cart and clicking buy now may soon slow down. That's as the incoming government mulls taxing online transactions.
Parang ang bigat. Diba? Yung mga binibili lang din naman namin, ako, online, is yung maliliit lang din naman. Tapos kung lalagyan, papatungan mo pa siya ng tax. Lalaki siya lalo.
Streaming services might also be slapped with levies, a bummer for Liam, a 22-year-old Netflix subscriber.
$150 a month, per month na yung binabayaran mo. Tapos hindi mo pa nasusulit kasi di ako naman ako everyday nagne-Netflix, and di ko naman buong araw kasi syempre may trabaho din.
According to incumbent Central Bank Governor Benjamin Diokno, he plans to push through with imposing taxes on digital transactions and streaming services once he sits as Finance Secretary. In a statement, Diokno said that it is the inherent characteristic of taxes to be fair to all and should encompass transactions of all modalities. Veteran banker Isidro Alcantara, the former president and CEO of the Philippine Bank of Communications, supports this, but he has concerns over implementation.
The problem is operationally, the payments are not caught because it's online transfers, etc.
There is a current bill languishing in the Senate pushing for a 12% value-added tax on digital service providers. The DOF estimates a 10 billion peso yearly revenue should the measure be passed. But groups like Kilusang Mayo Uno have been wary of expanding taxes to pay the country's mounting debt.
Di pa nga namin nakukuha yung dagdag na sweldo na matagal namin ipinaglaban, kakarampot na nga, wala na, kinain na kagad nung bagong inflation rate. Tapos ngayon may panibago pang planong buwis.
The pandemic has forced the country to ramp up borrowing, pushing the debt pile to a record high as of March at 12.68 trillion pesos, an amount which government hopes to settle by imposing new taxes. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
And speaking of higher prices, Bangko Sentral Governor Ben Diokno says that the inflation rate in May is likely to breach 5%. In a tweet, Diokno said that May inflation could settle within the 5 to 5.8% range. He explains that the higher May inflation forecast was fanned by the continuous rise in oil prices and weakening of the peso. Diokno assured the public that if necessary, they will impose interventions to ensure financial stability. The central bank recently hiked benchmark interest rates by 25 basis points to 2.25% in a bid to curb rising inflation. And here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The Foreign Affairs Department has summoned a senior official from the Chinese embassy over alleged harassment in the West Philippine Sea. This is after the Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative flagged 3 separate incidents of the Chinese Coast Guard trailing Taiwanese research vessels with Filipino scientists on board. Senator Bato de la Rosa says that Senator Cynthia Villar has floated the idea of term sharing for the Senate presidency. However, it remains unclear whether fellow Senate President contender Mig Zubiri is amenable to the term sharing setup. And the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach is set to reopen on June 12, coinciding with the Independence Day celebration. The Environment Department says only up to 3,500 visitors at a time will be allowed to ensure ample room for social distancing in compliance with COVID-19 protocols. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.